Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the best new way to get traffic into your Skool community if you have one, and specifically if you want members in the community that are active and are willing to pay. If you don't want members, then obviously this is not for you. And this is not just like a clickbait title. I'm not gonna be talking about the usual stuff, which is make content, do ads, and that kind of stuff. I'm actually telling you a completely new way to boost your traffic like crazy, and probably the most underrated thing you can do because it's so new, and this is definitely something that every like Skool community owner should take advantage of. Okay, so let's get started. So how do you get people to join your community? And let's just like assume that your community is paid. How do you get like paid members into your community? And this happens with this thing called trust. So whenever these people see you and they see you more and more and more and they start to trust you, they're willing to convert into members, pretty much pay members, right? So just to hammer this idea into your head as clear as possible, imagine that you are like meeting someone, random person on the street. You're just like walking into someone and you're trying to sell them this paid community that you have. It's probably quite difficult because they have no idea who you are, or like why should they trust you in the first place. Instead of if you just like walk into your best friend's house and are like, hey, like pay me to like join this cool community, it's pretty likely that they're gonna do it because they trust you, right? So that's kind of like the transformation you want to do. And there's this cool thing online, which is why like everyone says make content. It is that when there's a lot of content of you, it like compounds, because when people watch your content a lot online, just like this YouTuber, like if someone would start like binging my YouTube videos, they would like know me pretty well. And there's this thing, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like kind of like one-sided relationship with the person, like the person watching this, I might not know them at all, but they have formed like a relationship with me that is one-sided, kind of like friends do, but in real life it's two-sided because you guys actually see each other. So it is the exact like same thing that happens in your brain when you watch a lot of someone's videos, and then eventually you start to trust them just for the fact that you like get to know them and see them online. This has nothing to do with like social proof case studies and that stuff. It's just that you see them and you get to know them pretty much like what they're like. So let's go through the basics what everyone else is saying who tells you how to get traffic to Skool. It is usually the same everywhere. It is that make organic content, whatever it is, Instagram, YouTube, and then on top of that promote it with ads or like retargeting ads when you promote it to those people who watch your already existing content, which is smart. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Those are like the basics, and I mean that's like the most like common way of doing it. Okay, but I'm here to tell you that there's something you should consider adding there, or maybe even replacing ads. As crazy as it sounds. So let's compare first of all the content with ads. And the reason why content is so good is that it's organic and people organically find your videos or your content, and they organically like have interest for that thing, and it's like an organic like relationship, organic like trust build, right? But whenever people see ads, if they are retargeting ads, that's a bit different, but it's always that there is this kind of a, what do you call it, like people are a bit like skeptical. They're a bit like wait a minute, this is an ad, this person is up to no good, they're probably selling me something. Not obviously like it's not as dramatic like that as always, but like it is a bit like different. You probably enjoy like watching content more. You probably are more positive towards like organic content than you would be to like seeing ads, like just think about it when like random like fun fact. I was watching this video. This is a really long video, and apparently like YouTubers can choose like how many ads the video has, and I was watching this video and it's super long video, and the dude was like showing like different things on the screen, going through different things, and I would like kind of like skip through some of them, and every time I like press skip like 1-2 times, I get an ad, maybe 2 ads. So I think every time I ended up like watching like 70% ads and like 30% of the video itself or maybe even less because I was like trying to skip forward. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. I think inside like a minute I got like 5 ads or something, or even more. Anyways, my point is like it's not fun. It's always like a cold approach, and you kind of wanna avoid that and have the warm approach, which is the organic. So here is when this new way to get traffic, this new system comes in, this new method. So what did I compare content and ads is that content is obviously better. It's just problematic because there's only so much you can like push organic content out there. Like, yeah, there are like these big people like Hormozy and yada yada, Imagasi, and they can push like crazy amounts of content because of their team, and that's like crazy workaholics. Still, like there is like limit to everyone because you like need to physically always like do the videos every time again, right? We want to think about how do we like push this organic content, which is obviously better than ads, but people just do ads because you can just like scale them like crazy and just show them to everyone, right? So how do we do organic content, but how do we do it better? And how do we just like take that and just like do it aggressively? So how this works is that you have your content, ideally your YouTube content. And by the way, this is something that I'm gonna be like doing myself too for these videos. So you have this long form content, for example. It doesn't need to be long form. It can be like short form content, but any kind of content that you use to drive people into your Skool community. You have that content, and let's say your piece of content would get 1,000 views on average. And every time you make a new video, you have to put in quite a lot of time and effort into it to get that another 1,000 views. And with this method, you have that one video, and you have a team, a army of these guys called clippers who are gonna take pieces of that content, not just like chop it and repost it, but they're going to create new entertaining clips from it. These are clips that have been edited, and they're like mixture of like different things that have visuals and that kind of stuff, music, and they make it fit for different platforms, right? Because like YouTube is different. Like people don't watch videos like this on like on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, or at least on TikTok. So these clippers will take that content and repurpose it into new clips. So let's say from this one piece of content, the clippers will post like 100 more clips, and every one of these clips will get like 1,000 views on average. So that's already 100,000 views from the same amount of work that you would have done before. Okay, let's just let that sink in. So instead of making one video that has 1K views, you have these clips that all together get 100K views, well, plus the original one. You'll see what I'm getting here. So once you combine these two together, like just imagine like how powerful that is. And by the way, these clippers are gonna create kind of like a dedicated pages for you, kind of like fan pages, so they can easily like drive traffic to wherever you want them to drive it, And this is something that there's no like right or wrong answer, but it kind of depends on like your goals. You might want the clippers to drive the traffic from their clips into your YouTube page or to straight to your Skool community, right? So that really is up to you. And then now you might be thinking that, well, I mean, if I have all of these people kind of like working for me, that sounds like a quite difficult task, and that sounds expensive, right? People don't do stuff for free. But the good news is this is the easiest like thing you can do. It's easier, like trust me, I have like run meta ads, and this is easier to do than running meta ads, in my opinion, easily. And it's also cheaper than running meta ads. Just for comparison, meta ads cost like $8 and more to get like 1,000 views. With this, on average, you can get 1,000 views for $1. See the difference there? So all that is left to do is for you to make the content like you normally do, and then you just need to give it to the clippers and pay for the clippers. And that might sound a bit scary, but trust me, it's super easy. And once you understand it, and that is something that I also like teach on this channel. And if you really want to like learn it fast, I also have a Skool community link below in the description. Check it out. I teach you like how to do this whole thing there. So how this usually is done, it is done on this platform called WOP, which is co-owned by Imagazzi, and there you basically build your own community of the clippers, and then you just pay them there. It's like the thing is built for this exact process, so it's super easy to do. That's the usual like common way of doing it, but they have like a minimum amount of like a budget you have to throw in. Is around like 1k. That's minimum you have to spend. And I noticed that some guys like running the businesses, they kind of wanna maybe spend less on the campaign than 1k. And this video is like specifically for people who are like running the businesses and they are in the beginning stage and they don't have a crazy marketing budgets yet. So that is also something that I'm gonna like teach you more about, how you can do it without WOP. If you want to do it like less than 1,000 budget, that's no problem. That is something that I'm gonna be teaching in here and in the community. But yeah, there's like many pros to this in compared to like ads. Like if you're running ads for awareness for your channel or something, this is just way better. It's way cheaper, and you just honestly like the results you get are crazy. And once you have learned how to do this once and you have set it up once, it keeps working in the background. You will have like this army of these clipper minions just working for you all the time. And what your days will look like, it will be pretty much the same as before. You make your content, your main focus is on that, but you spend like extra minutes on talking to your clippers and that kind of stuff. Everything is cool and yada yada yada. And by doing this, you will get the most amount of value from already existing content without putting any more work in, right? And you can do it for super cheap, especially because we're in the beginning stage. It probably will get a bit more expensive later on once it gets more mainstream, more popular. So now it's like really good time to hop on and take the full advantage. But yeah, I understand if you wanna like keep growing your audience just by making organic content by yourself. That's cool, you know. It doesn't cost anything, but it's just it takes quite a lot, you know. And the way I think that many people will prefer it is that if they can like do it more aggressively, a bit more faster, and do it for good price, because then you can also test things a bit more aggressively, right? This same stuff they do with ads, because I don't really like the idea of making content for like half a year or a year and be like, oh yeah, maybe that doesn't work, let's just like switch things up a bit. And it's super slow, right? So this is just kind of give you that extra aggressive boost when you really want to do it. There is no other way really. You cannot be physically posting more. But yeah, if you're interested in this stuff, check out the other videos, check out the Clipping Academy community down below, and I will see you guys later on the next video. Bye.